I want to do a podcast about Christmas.
I'm not stopping Christmas.
No, with you, ye Christmas.
Oh, so you mean you want us to do a podcast about Christmas?
Christmas.
Well, why didn't you say Christmas?
I did. Christmas.
Well, you can't say films, you need to say movies. It's a more broadly recognised Christmas.
Yeah, don't worry about that now. Ye Christmas.
Well, we can't just talk about films we like. That'll be Christmas.
Well, okay. What about films we don't Christmas?
That sounds even more Christmas.
How about this? Films we disagree Christmas?
Okay, that's intriguing. So what? One of us likes it, the other one doesn't, and we discuss our opinions on the Christmas?
I think you mean Christmas.
Yeah, don't worry about that Christmas.
But yeah, that's the gist of Christmas.
Okay, I'm Christmas.
Christmas.
Could still be boring Christmas.
Your Christmas.
Well, I don't see how that's Christmas.
Shall we do one Christmas? Hello and welcome to Movie the Needle, a podcast where two complete amateurs haphazardly dissect a film that one of us likes and one, well, not so much. My name's Simon, and I'm in our shed with my good friend Carl, where we'll be explaining our opposing viewpoints and seeing whether we can movie the needle for one another. This week, we tackle the 1989 Christmas comedy starring Chevy Chase as a committed family man on a quest for a perfect family Christmas, surprise squirrels and exploding cats ensue. It's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Thatcher?
Not something that's... No, I mean, not directly, I guess. I guess that Meryl Streep played Margaret Thatcher, so indirectly, I suppose.
Yes, this is a Meryl Streep thing. Yeah. That one not doing it for you?
No, I've not seen it, to be fair, but no.
No?
Clint's not there. Unless Clint's playing a husband.
Yeah, I don't know who plays a husband in that.
Norm. Is it Norman? Norman? I want to say Norman. Don't know. Might not be.
Dennis something.
Dennis, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not Norman. Who knows?
Is his name Norman Dennis?
Probably Thatcher, I would imagine, but, just guessing.
I don't think it is it?
No?
I don't know.
Well, she didn't use
Dennis
her married
Thatcher,
name.
That's not a very glamorous name, is it?
I don't know.
No, she probably did use her own name, but she probably refused to take his.
Oh, yeah. Ballbuster.
Yeah.
Ballbuster that she was. Who knows? Anyway.
It's Dennis Thatcher, yeah.
Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh. Don't know where Norman came from. He probably looks like a Norman.
He does look like a Norman, yeah.
Don't get many Normans nowadays, do you?
He looks like a right cunt as well. He's dead, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all right then, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
you can't libel the dead.
No, or respect them, apparently.
No. You've got to earn that, haven't you?
Anyway, what have you been up to? Apart from fantasizing about Thatcher.
Yeah, I've watched quite a lot of films, and also I asked the eldest about Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah? Message-wise? Or
yeah.
Just yeah.
I just sort of
Anything there?
Yeah, she gave a really thoughtful answer.
Oh, Christ. Where'd she get that from?
That's very good. It was very sweet. It was quite in-depth. I can't remember exactly what she said, but I remember that she finished off with, she said that, and he learned in the end that he can't do everything himself.
Oh,
to which I said, sweetie, it's learnt. Learned is American English. Please get it right next time.
Very good.
And if you think I'm joking... but no, so she definitely took some messaging from it, and she enjoyed what was on screen as well, so fair play to it.
There you go. See, I was right all along.
Get carried away.
Yeah. so wait, I did like that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's fine. Getting confused. We've done so many of these recently.
Yeah, trying to remember these opinions that you have for money.
I know, right?
If only if it was for money.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd form much better opinions for money.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you, though?
Yeah, they'd be brilliant. Let's I'd at least like to find out.
It was only a week, well, not even a week ago. When did we last record one of these?
Thursday, right? So,
like 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
Yeah, it was only 4 days ago that you were sat here saying you don't know how to respond to tweets.
It's true.
I'm not sure money's a factor. Anyway.
But I can learn for money. I'm very incentivized. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what have you been watching then, Carl?
Right. Yeah, quite a few. Most of them I've been gearing up for our next round of Oscars special, because we're doing a more modern take, and there's 10 nominations a year. It's a big old task.
Yeah, I did my old assessment. I had 23, I think I needed to watch for the first time out of the 40-something. So
I don't know where I am.
Starting to crack through that.
On number, I imagine a bit similar. I've got some stronger years than others.
Going with a strategy or just whatever you feel like at the time?
Just whatever I feel like at the time. So far, this last week, I watched King Richard.
Oh, yeah. I was going to watch that, and it was just a little bit too long for the slot that I had available.
Yeah, it is long. I did not think that was a good movie.
I'm quite looking forward to watching it. Quite like sporty-based movies.
We'll get into that when we do the special.
Indeed.
Nightmare Alley.
Oh, yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, that completely passed me by when it came out.
That's a really good film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a really good film.
On Disney, if I remember right.
Yeah, that was a really nice surprise. Minari. Mm-hmm. The Korean.
Well, you have been cracking through these.
Yeah, the Korean sort of American dream crossover.
Like it?
I did like it. It was okay.
Yeah.
Again, we'll discuss a bit more. I'm not sure we're talking about best picture here. I did like it. Licorice Pizza.
Oh, yes.
I really liked that.
So I have talked about Licorice Pizza before. I didn't go back and actually look at what
you need to
episode we
find
did it
out
on.
because if you're
I remember
towards ambivalent on this, we can do this on the pod proper.
No, I'm pretty sure I liked it when I did, but for some reason I didn't rate it at the time, which is annoying. I'm going to rewatch it anyway, probably because it's pretty easy going watch. I think.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, because I definitely remember on the pod talking about the lead, female lead in that is thingy from Haim, the band.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And her sisters appear in it, so we definitely talked about it on the pod. But yeah.
Yeah. And then I managed to watch a couple of other films as well. So
you have been busy.
8-Bit Christmas.
It's only been 4 days, 3 days really.
8-Bit Christmas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's that then? What's that about?
It is essentially a retelling of Jingle All the Way. So Neil Patrick Harris telling his daughter about the time he tried to get a Nintendo Entertainment System for Christmas.
So it's not about the special Brewdog beer they did a while ago.
No. I enjoyed that. Harmless, good, clean fun. And then I rewatched The Rock.
No, nice.
Oh,
is this after we talked about it? You got your juices flowing?
Oh, what film that is. Hey, and I tell you what, why wasn't it nominated for an Oscar? It's a costume drama, isn't it? After all, surely.
Is it?
Yeah, they're not really soldiers, are they? They're dressing up,
Oh,
pretending.
there you go. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Historical, if you go far enough into the future.
Yeah, and I'm adding The Rock to. Well, I might have done this already to my list of Hans Zimmer songs. They're all the same. So very much like your John Williams music quiz from last week. We can have Pirates of the Caribbean, Gladiator, The Rock, and Crimson Tide all in the same bucket. He's taken one riff and re-pedalled it over and over. They're all charlatans, these lot.
Yeah. I think Zimmer as well.
Epic,
less
charlatans.
earwormy, the Zimmer ones generally, though, than Williams.
Oh, you say that. I don't know.
I literally couldn't go with any of them right now.
Well, he's only got one.
Yeah.
No, Interstellar's a bit different, but yeah. No, they're different, right? Because John Williams very much goes for the hooks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you say, earworms. Hans Zimmer's are much more. He's creating a feel more than a song. He's much more sort of the epic sort of thing. Ooh, which one of them was that? John Williams, Hans Zimmer. What do you reckon?
I don't know. It sounded like a really shit quiz show where you gave a wrong answer.
Yes, it did, didn't it? We'll get used to that. Yeah. So charlatans anyway.
Cool. I have watched a lot fewer films than you. So I've watched all of one film and a third of another film.
Oh, imagine doing that. What is it you said to me?
Yeah. I mean, and also I didn't even start watching it yesterday, so I am properly doing a bit of a you.
Yeah. Right.
The intentions were good. The execution was poor.
What are you doing? Are you
The Irishman.
giving yourself a talking to in the mirror, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's The Irishman. So I knew going in 3.5. I started at a point in the
3.5.
Yeah, it's 3.5 hours.
No.
Pretty sure it's 3.5 hours. 3 hours 15, 3 hours 20.
I thought it was over 4 hours. I'm
Irishman.
sure the version I watched in the cinema was over 4 hours.
I don't know. The one on Netflix is 3 hours something. Don't think it's
3 hours 29.
Well, there you go. Pretty much bang on 3.5.
Talking shit then. Felt it before.
So I've watched like the first hour and a bit of that. I will finish that this week. So far, early impressions. It's all right.
Yeah.
But I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Which is a really great way to say something. Well done, me. I'm not enjoying it.
I watched that in the cinema. And for the first probably hour, loving it. Proper nostalgic.
Yeah.
And it started to sort of drag, and then by the end of it, I was disappointed. But apparently, and I've not rewatched it, apparently it breaks up quite nicely into 4 chunks.
4?
Yeah, and somebody said if you watch
Planning
it
on
in these
doing
chunks,
3.
almost like a
mini-series.
Mm-hmm. It's much more digestible and much more enjoyable as a result. So you're kind of fucking stumbling into that, aren't you?
Yeah. So there we go. I'll let you know in 3 weeks' time when I finished it.
Yes.
The other one, so similar on the Best Picture theme that we're going for, Coda. I watched.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that yet?
No, not seen it yet.
I think this could be one, Carl. This could be one for a future.
What that you like?
Yeah.
I'm not interested in those.
Yeah.
Which is
we do have to do them for 50% of the time. I mean,
I'll grant you it's an issue. Yeah.
But yeah, I did quite enjoy it. But I think you could definitely have some problems with it potentially. So
that's you already admitting it's a bit shit.
No. Yeah. I very much enjoyed it, but I could see. I mean, it won Best Picture. It can't be shit. I mean,
yeah, I present you Shakespeare in this.
If only we hadn't already recorded a whole podcast that disproved that point that I just made. Yes. But yeah, there we go. Anything else been going on in the life? I mean, you can't have been doing anything else apart from watching movies.
No, I think that is about it. Yeah.
We should. I think we do have an apology, do we? Your friend, he didn't actually shit himself, did he? It's already mentioned in the last.
Oh, these baseless accusations from Will. I mean, should be really careful about throwing out accusations.
I know.
On such little evidence, possibly even misrepresenting the evidence.
No, definitely shouldn't do that. No, that would be wrong. I don't think I haven't got any more. Have you got any?
In fairness to Will as well, to treat my friend, he knows who he is, the same way that we treated Will. I don't know that he didn't shit himself.
Yeah. It's
so I can say we he definitely didn't not. No, hang on. Yeah, it's ambiguous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's ambiguous.
There we go.
He might have shit himself. We don't know.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to correct that, that's up to him, isn't it? So.
Yeah, have to come out of the closet, as it were, though. Get his name out there. Clear his anonymous name.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Carl.
I've got a correction, though.
Fair, okay, go on.
In a past episode, I don't know which one, I said obfuscate. Only I didn't say that because I always fucking put the S in the wrong place.
I did hear this the other day.
Did you? Which episode was it?
I can't remember. It must have been... It might have been the Oscars one.
Was it? And I remember recording it and really tripping up on it at the time and still getting it wrong. And I heard it in something today. I was like, oh shit, I always get that wrong. I've said that on the podcast. So... Do
you know how you said it?
I think I say obs... But then I sort of know that that's wrong. So do I then
correct yourself halfway through?
Yeah, do I put a second S in as well? Do I say like obfuscate?
You know what you should do? Is just use simpler words.
Obfuscate. But obfuscate is... Yeah, but I'd have to use more words then.
Oh no, that doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah, well, there's no room, is there? I'm already...
maxed out.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
Any more?
No, that's it.
Okay, Carl. Well, it's time to unveil the ale. Or eggnog, as that seemed to be about the only thing they drank in this movie.
You a fan of eggnog?
I've never...
Eddie has a beer.
I don't think I've ever had eggnog. I don't think... I checked with my American friend as well. I was just like, is eggnog... do you like eggnog? Is it actually a nice thing? He's like, milk and alcohol. No, I don't. I stay clear. So...
Must have egg in it as well, sure.
It's got egg whites. No, egg yolk. No, egg yolk. Yeah, egg yolk. Either way, it doesn't sound great. I looked up ingredients. I was like, Oh, maybe I'll make up a batch of eggnog for you and bring it in. It looked too hard. I couldn't be bothered. So I'll leave the beer to you.
Do we not
and
just drink out of the
drinks.
car? Is that not the same?
I don't know. Yeah. Who knows?
Have I got any of that? I don't know.
Don't know. I mean, you could have been getting the beer whilst I've been filling all this time with absolute nonsense.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Right. So they do drink a beer in the film.
Okay. Do they? Who?
Eddie drinks a beer.
Eddie does
I think
he?
he drinks beer in a couple of scenes. One when he's proclaiming, going, "Merry Christmas, shitter was full." And he's drinking a Meisterbrow. Which
Struggle to get that, I imagine.
I don't think it exists anymore. But yeah, I mean, we were definitely never getting it here. So I've actually got two beers because as I was sourcing the pod beer, I found the previous beer which I was unable to source for another episode.
Okay. How far back are we going here?
The Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Courage.
Yes. So on the end of Morrison's aisle, where they just put all the odds and sods they're trying to fucking get rid of,
Yeah.
there were 4 bottles of Director's Courage.
There you go.
2 of them came home with me.
Good stuff.
So we'll leave that for afterwards. But the beer I've gone with today. No, that's the Courage.
Oh.
No, that's the Courage.
Oh, Jesus. It's going well. Here we go.
It is Saltaire Brewery White Christmas.
Oh.
Festive citrus and spice pale.
Very nice. Thank you very much. We'll crack those open and let us know what we think of them, even. Whatever.
It's not easy, is it, talking?
No, it's hard work.
How is the beer?
You tell me, Carl, how is the beer that you bought especially for this pod? Saltaire White Christmas. Oh, Paul's lovely. What about yours? Looks very very much like Director's Courage. Why is that then?
Oh well, I'm an idiot and opened the wrong one.
And but you're following through.
We've got fun for that, haven't we?
Indeed. Well, not us.
I don't know, you and your Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't know. No.
Me bacon sandwich.
I definitely didn't. I just needed to. Anyway, let's introduce today's film. And today's film is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But before we get to what we each think of this, let's have a quick reminder of our ratings. So it's a simple 5-point scale. You either really like it, you're ambivalent, you don't like it, or you really don't like it. So Carl, where are you on this scale?
I like this film.
Okay. Right, Carl.
Oh, here we go.
I don't like this film.
And then
When I watched it last year.
Yeah. You found your soul.
Yeah. So, I'm ambivalent. I'm ambivalent to this movie.
Ambivalent at best, right?
I'm
we'll see.
ambivalent. All right. So,
Right, there's a whiff of a move to like in the air here. I can tell.
yeah, I'm going to make you work for it.
That's fine.
So, I mean, I'm going to go into a bit of detail here.
I'm really pleased about that, by the way, because I do like this film and I find it quite funny. And I really wasn't looking forward to sitting there giggling to myself while you just go, no, it's not funny.
Well, I think if we'd done this time last year,
Yeah.
that would very much have been the case. But this is actually not an uncommon thing for me with 80s movies where I had no attachment to it growing up or any of the other vacation movies or National Lampoon's things, right? I only watched this for the first time last Christmas, and my initial impression was that A, it was stupid, and B, it was not funny.
What a cunt.
I also remembered it being completely family friendly. And the Blu-ray I have rates it as a PG. How the fuck is this a PG? I don't know. But I will admit that this was obviously initially a dislike, but I did enjoy it more on the rewatch with my wife and 9-year-old, who probably shouldn't be watching this just for the language alone. However, it doesn't change the fact that they aren't even on vacation. He's working the whole time and they're at home. Carl, what do you like about this?
That's a measly effort, isn't it? We watched this as a family as well, so 8 and 10-year-old. And yeah, I sort of share your... Oh, there's quite a few swear words in it, isn't there?
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, so classic Christmas messaging out of this one. Well trodden. Nice and punchy at just over an hour and a half.
Ooh.
We've got some silly physical comedy. We've got some wisecracks. We've even got some sort of effects and set pieces.
Ooh.
I also think that the acting's pretty good because the jokes might be playing with the absurd, but otherwise a lot of it is delivered very earnestly. But, as ever, with Christmas films, a lot of it does come down to a mood thing. You've got to be in the right mood to watch them and everything. And I think if you are, very, very pleasant. And if you find it funny, I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Okay, we've had our initial impressions. Let's move on to the cast for today. So we'll kick things off at the top with Chevy Chase as Clark. What do you make of Chevy?
Apparently he's soiled himself in public recently. Metaphorically speaking.
What? Metaphorically?
Yeah.
So okay.
I don't know whether he's come out with some awful political views or something like that, or some sort of bigoted thing. Or
by all accounts, he's a horrible person.
Yeah, is that right?
Bit of
I
an
don't know
arsehole,
anything about
yeah.
this, and I'd sort of rather not because I quite enjoy him. So.
Yeah, I'll get into more of that in the
Okay.
production.
All right,
but yeah,
you can take some of the magic away for me. Yes, Chevy as Clark Griswold. I think it's very good. Like I said in my opening, a lot of this is played very earnestly, and I think he's very believable when he's being straight. He's also, I think he's a very good comic actor, which is sort of stating the obvious with Chevy Chase. I can't say that I watched a ton of his films when I was a kid, but he's a pretty big deal in the old US comedic.
Saturday Night Live kind of thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
all that sort of thing as well. So that's kind of stating the obvious, but a lot of that is on display here with his sort of timing and his dry delivery at times, and the sort of the side eye and. I enjoyed him very much.
So you say the side eye. The thing that irritated me about this, more first time than this time, but still this time, was the wide eyes, where he does the, it's an audio format. This isn't very good, but he does very wide eyes when he's saying something. I don't know if it's just his thing generally, or just in this he was doing it. I don't know. I've not seen a lot of Chevy Chase films really. No big deal, just a bit annoying. But yeah, I think he fits the everyday family guy character. It's got that little psychotic, obsessive edge pretty well. He pushed a little bit of breaking point in here, and you can kind of see him going postal, as it were.
Yeah, it starts to come apart.
He has to do the slapstick, as you say. He does like some motor mouth, rolling out lines and insults and stuff, and then the sort of muttered asides and things like that, which he does. I think he does that very well.
Yeah.
In particular. He's I think all good.
Good stuff, Chevy. He's a good lad.
Are we going Chevy?
Well, it's Chevy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's happened there is I've just read it, like the car. He's a good lad, and won't hear a word said against him.
No, you think you might. Okay, well, how about his wife, Beverly D'Angelo?
Yeah, Ellen Griswold. I mean, yeah, fine.
Is this D'Angelo? Is that how you spell D'Angelo? Apostrophe Angelo. Is it D'Angelo?
No, I just figured it'd be one of those
It's
Ellis Island things, right?
D'Angelo.
Yeah, where they've just like written a name down wrong or whatever.
Oh, cool.
She's probably said D'Angelo, and they've literally written D and then Angelo.
Yeah, I think she's fantastic in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so I really like her. She pulls off that wife dedicated to her husband but recognises his flaws.
Yeah.
A lot of what she does, I think she's got great comic timing, but a lot of it is done with a look or an eye roll or just flicking a cigarette away. And she doesn't really have thousands of great lines. She's got a few.
No, that's because that's kind of what I wrote down. She's essentially just there to be his foil, and she does what she needs to do. But I'd written she's fine, but evidently maybe I wasn't paying enough attention.
I mean, did you miss the crotch grab at the end? I mean, that was superb.
I did miss it.
Did you miss it? So the SWAT team, when they come in, and she goes like, they freeze. They're all frozen. She's down like that. Yeah. And then she puts out her hand like that. And then when she comes back, grabs his crotch. And she did that in one of the takes, hoping that they'd keep it in. And that's the one they used. But
fair play. Yeah.
But yeah, I liked her.
Nice observations.
Yes. Juliette Lewis as Audrey, do the children.
Yeah, she's
that
I've
came
seen
out
her
wrong.
in a few things. She's not loads to do here, but I thought she was a thoroughly decent, stroppy teenager.
Yeah, surly teen, fine. Didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah.
The other one had a bit more to do.
Johnny Galecki.
Johnny Galecki, Rusty.
You know who Johnny Galecki is, don't you?
Well, he's in The Big Bang Theory.
He's Leonard in The Big Bang Theory, yeah. Also in
Roseanne.
About Time.
Is he?
Yes, he plays
About Time.
Justin Timberlake's In
No,
Time.
I was going to say
We've done that
is a
before.
different movie.
And by we, I mean I.
Yeah, In Time. Yes. Yeah.
In Time plays Justin
He's in
Timberlake's mate, drinks himself to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a bit more to do. I thought he was pretty decent. He treaded a nice line. Treaded? Ooh.
Trodded.
Yeah, that's what my youngest does, right? So she knows the word's different.
Yeah.
But she just puts ED on the end of it anyway. It's really cute.
Oh, it's cute when she does it.
I'm already giving the eldest a complex. She was like, why does she get away with everything? Because she's the cute small one. Come on, you've got unreasonably high standards to attain. So I thought he does walk that line quite well, right? Between being a sort of cheeky little child, and also he's very, very there for his dad, and sort of
Yeah.
You can tell there's a sort of
He's almost a little
friendship
double act thing, isn't it? You can see he's always the one that he shouts for, like Rusty.
And I really liked the bit in the shopping mall where he's just completely flummoxed
fording over the
by the cleavage on display or whatever, and all the rest of it. And his son's just like, I'm just going to enjoy this as well. It's like, so you can hardly see the line. Yeah, no, can't see the line. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. As I say, he treads that fine line. He's not just an annoying brat kid character. He doesn't perform it in that way, which they definitely could have been, where he was just constantly in pissed off mode with his dad, making him do things and things like that. He does have the exasperation with him, and then it's the interaction with the wider family as well, of just like the kind of like, oh my God, what is surrounded by these mentalists that I think he does quite well, particularly when he gets the presents from the auntie, the old senile one. It's like, this one's meowing. I think he does quite well.
He does.
What about Randy Quaid as Cousin Eddie?
Oh, he's so good. Right, this was difficult in recasting because I don't know that anybody does this sort of thing better than him, right? He's uncouth, but yet he's somehow still endearingly dumb. Yeah. And he absolutely nails it in this.
Yeah, it's almost like completely. You're kind of forgiving him for being. I mean, he's an arsehole, but he's like
he's well-meaning,
innocent arsehole, I guess.
Yeah. Even the bits where he is taking advantage of Clark knowingly, like more knowingly, like when he
Christmas presents
gets the Christmas list out. Yeah, that he's obviously pre-prepared. It's still really difficult to hate because he's just got like a really affable quality about him. He's just got a big smile on his face all the time. Yeah.
He's clearly having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think
as well, right? He's enjoying it. He's brash. He's uncouth. He's a hick. He plays. I think he's almost playing the broadest as well out of between him and Chevy Chase at times. He is a bit more out there, but I like that he isn't actively scene stealing all the time. Whenever he's on screen, there are times where he's just there.
Yeah. That's another nice observation as well. Who are you? What's going on here then? Have you been reading other people's reviews?
No! I mean, yes, but that wasn't one problem. There is a couple of things later which I thought were excellent observations, which I did not spot, which I thought, I'm going to include that later. I'm not going to reference them, fuck them. So I imagine that this is the Randy Quaid Cousin Eddie is like the standout for a lot of people who watch this as a kid. Mm-hmm. I imagine like if you're watching this as a kid, he is the most hilarious character. He's kind of out there. Yeah. He's kind of the most sort of silly and gross and stuff like that. Did you? We haven't been over this yet. Did you watch this growing up? So
maybe I have some sort of vague memory of it. But then it's also, I don't want to say it's a formulaic film, but if you've ever seen any of the National Lampoon's film, they hit a lot of the same sort of beats.
Yeah.
Also, the Christmas is sort of gone wrong. It's not an entirely new idea either, right?
No.
So I have some sort of vague memories. I can't honestly say anything's really strong. So I probably only really watched this properly in the last sort of 5-10 years.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a bit ahead of me, but wasn't a staple growing up.
No.
Okay. So anyway, with Randy Quaid, apparently, because there was the original Vacation film, then they did European Vacation, then they did this one, and he didn't appear in the European Vacation, and all the fans were upset and stuff. So they made sure to bring him back for this one, and I can kind of see why. Like if he's, as you say, there's kind of a formula to them. There's expectations, and if there's that hole where this character once was, then you can kind of imagine that it wouldn't sit right.
Yeah, well, I can talk a little bit in production as well on why I think his character really works for some of the comedy in this film too. So it would definitely miss his sort of character, I think.
The last one that I've got written down is
on the same here because I've already got one more as well.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
No,
Margot.
Okay,
Margot. I love her as an actress. I think she's brilliant. Funny in everything I've seen her in, and I haven't even seen that much Seinfeld, and I imagine she's great in that as well. Pretty limited role in this, kind of the upper class, snobby kind of neighbour.
Yes. Yeah.
But manages to get a lot from not a lot alongside the guy who plays her husband.
Yeah.
Has some great scenes that really, I think, nicely actually break up the scenes from
the very family centric.
Yeah,
side,
it needs a little sidebar thing, and they're obviously like looking down on him and generally fairly unpleasant people and kind of getting their comeuppance as they go.
Yeah.
But I thought she was really great. Who did you have as your last one?
My other one was Doris Roberts, who plays Frances Smith, or what's her name? The mum's mum, Ellen Griswold's mum.
Oh, the one from Everybody Loves Raymond.
The one from Everybody Loves Raymond, yeah. And she's just playing the same dotty arsehole that she is in that. But it really works in this because she's just the one that's just fucking offending everybody, probably pissed and...
I've got such a weakness for Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's objectively not a good show, I don't think. But watching
it's
that...
very broad.
It's very broad.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things you can just whack on and did frequently morning slot.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's playing essentially the same sort of character.
I've never seen her in
she's
anything
actually
else.
probably a bit less harsh in this than she is in the Everybody Loves
Actually,
Raymond.
that's not true. I have seen her in another Christmas film, and she plays some sort of... She's not a ghost, but she's some sort of like Christmas angel or something that appears, right? And it feels really out of place because it's like, no, you're where's your cutting jibes here? What's going on?
This isn't you, be an arsehole.
I think she's just as drunk in that though. So, yeah.
Her makeup in this is just horrific, and you can kind of, I'm sure everyone actually relates to an aunt or someone who is covered in makeup, stinks of perfume, and insists on kissing you on the lips.
Yes, with her wet, wrinkly lips.
Yeah,
Ooh.
definitely strikes me as that kind of character. All right, you said you've done some recasting.
I've done some recasting, yeah.
I've done some. I'm quite happy with one of them.
I've done 3.
Well, I've done 5, but only one of them's actually good.
Oh, okay. Where do you want to start?
You go. You go with. Let's go for Clark.
Let's go for Clark. Okay. So there's a sort of an easy answer. Steve Martin could have done this.
Yeah, I had Steve Martin. Yeah. Similar sort of age thing
absolutely.
at the time as
well. A lot
well.
of the films that he's doing at the same time are very tonally similar, right? Mm-hmm. The modern day retelling of this would have had someone like Ben Stiller in it.
Well, I went for Steve Carell.
Or maybe Steve Carell, which would be my pick. So there we go. We're very...
oh, shit. We're aligning.
Yes, we're very on the same page.
We're going to have to change the format of this podcast.
And the reason I went Steve Carell over Ben Stiller is because Steve Carell, I think, would just be a little bit better at all the earnest stuff as well. All the much more sort of genuine touching side of it. Not that Ben Stiller's bad at that. He's fine. But Steve Carell's very good.
I've got one for Cousin Eddie.
Yes, I've got one for Cousin Eddie.
Okay. John Candy.
So, the easy answer for this is John Candy, especially if you put Steve Martin in as Clark Griswold.
It would be cheating a little bit.
But these days, if you're going to do a modern one of it, Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels could do a bit of this. I'm thinking of his sort of Dumb and Dumber type persona.
Right, I get confused. Jeff Daniels, yes.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels. I get confused with him and Jeff Bridges sometimes.
Yeah, no, they're different.
Yeah, they are very different. Yeah.
I think Jeff Bridges would have been altogether nastier. But my pick to go opposite Steve Carell would have been Danny McBride.
Oh yeah. Again, he'd be even more broader.
Yeah, he's got this sort of the uncouth thing, and he's kind of not got it together enough to be genuinely offensive or nasty. So,
yeah, good.
Yeah, there you go.
But I think the John Candy thing would be a different take on it as well. Yeah, I don't think he'd go straight down the same route as the Randy Quaid route.
Yeah, he couldn't be the same sort of redneck.
But obviously he'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Because he's fantastic, was fantastic, whatever.
My third is Doris Roberts and Francis Smith. And if I want a dotty arsehole to go with for my modern retail, I'm going to go Jennifer Coolidge.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my other ones that I had. So another one for Clark, which I think is the correct answer.
Ooh, bold.
Charles Grodin.
Oh, let me have a look.
So he's the dad in Beethoven. He's also in Midnight Run. Deadpan actor. I reckon he could do it. Slightly different to how Chevy Chase is doing it. A bit more straight, but stuff is happening to him. I reckon he would be very good in it.
I recognise the face. I can't remember any of those films well enough to know how that's coming across. So, fine.
You can review it and you can feedback. And then a bad one that I was like, well, if you got Steve Carell as the husband, the wife, I was like, Tina Fey? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's a bit young, but there's the same age difference between Steve Carell and Tina Fey and Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. So I thought, might work.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's the most work I've ever done on recasting, so just be grateful.
Well, and I mean, the fact that you've arrived at some of the same names I have says that you must have done a good job. So, that's how that works.
There we
isn't
go.
it?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's move things on to the production. So it's at this point I usually talk about the director, right? Jeremiah Chechik.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, full-time good lad.
He's done one other movie that I've heard of. Actually, that's true. He's done two. The first is Benny and June. And the only reason that I know that is that friend / someone I fancied at school really liked Johnny Depp. And as a present once, I got like the a Benny and June DVD because it's one that she didn't have.
I'm interested to dig into that. Friends / you were in the friend zone, weren't you?
You know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a commonplace, Carl.
Oh.
I was there for quite often.
Yeah.
Set up shop.
Oh.
Yeah, it happens. It doesn't matter. But the other one,
Can't go back.
other one that he did is The Avengers, not the Marvel one, the 1998 Ralph Fiennes, Uma Thurman, Sean Connery. Not seen it, but meant to be an absolute garbage heap of shite.
I mean, I've seen it a long time ago.
Even the trailer looks awful. So
I did watch the 60s series of The Avengers. Was Patrick Mitney in the film as well?
Don't know.
I think he is. I think they've introduced him as sort of...
It's the sort of thing you'd do.
Yeah.
Throw him
in.
in.
I remember the criticism for it at the time.
It's got like a 3-point something on IMDb, and you know how
a couple of turkeys around this time.
Who did?
Connery.
Well, he didn't do a lot of great films.
The
To be
League
fair,
of Extraordinary Gentlemen as well.
that was his last movie as well.
I don't mind that one, to be honest.
It's not how you want to go out there, is it?
No, fair enough.
Yeah. But on Jeremy Chechik's other films, there's nothing else. Nothing else much to talk about there. But other directors in the running for this, interestingly, I thought, was Chris Columbus. So he couldn't face working with Chevy Chase, apparently. He was pretty hard work, been described as mean, spiteful, and difficult. But then, he did, Columbus is go on to do another little Christmas film, released the following year. You probably haven't heard of it, though. It's just a little unknown thing. 1990 Christmas, yeah. Just Home Alone, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think this was going to be a massive
yeah. So he's done all right. He's done all right with himself. He probably made the right call there. But that was also, Home Alone, was also written by John Hughes, which this film was also written by John Hughes. Now, John Hughes, described, Carl, as the voice of a generation.
Yeah?
Yep. Familiar with John Hughes, right?
No.
Like, not at all.
No, you said this, and I'd never heard of him.
Well, I thought when I suggested, because I was genuinely hoping that you would agree to do a John Hughes top 3, that the reason why you didn't want to do it is because you couldn't think of 3 that you liked.
I just never heard of him. I don't watch a film and think, I wonder who wrote it. Who does that?
Yeah, I think you should. It's definitely, you've got a movie podcast. This is definitely something you should start looking at.
I just retrospectively for the last 30 years.
Yes.
No. And I tell you what, you'd be really annoyed when I tell you that I haven't done a top 3.
You didn't do the top 3 that you...
It was too hard. I'll tell you what will annoy you even more.
I texted you and said it was too hard, and you were like, yeah.
I did 2 of your top 3 for you. What's up with you?
You did 2 of my top 3 for me. You just dismissed me. You were like, come on, how difficult can it be?
What'll annoy you even more is when you text me John Hughes and I didn't recognise the name. Did I then do any research on who he was?
I imagine not.
No, I just dismissed you out of hand.
Okay, well,
so give me the rundown. I'll do one now.
So he did write quite a few classic 80s movies, of which I'll list some now. He also wrote some in the 90s, writ some, I was about to say, in the 90s under a pseudonym, Edmond Dantes, which is apparently the main character from The Count of Monte Cristo.
Okay.
I definitely did not know
that
already. But anyway, so here we go, Carl. You might have heard of a couple of these.
Yep.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yep.
16 Candles.
Yep.
The Breakfast Club.
Yep.
Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Yes.
Beethoven.
Yeah, we should have done this as a top 3.
Yeah, would have been good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Pick 3 of them. That's quite hard, isn't it?
What are the what's the pseudonym ones?
So Beethoven was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
He also did Made in Manhattan.
J-Lo.
Yep, J-Lo.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know all these, mate.
Yep. I mean, it's all there, Carl. It's all there.
Yeah, all right.
We could have done an Edmond Dantes top 3. It would have been easier than the fucking one we've had to do.
Can I just pick you up on something though, whilst we're here?
Sure.
Sean Connery hasn't done many great films.
Okay, yeah. I may have just thrown it out.
We don't even have to touch the 7 Bond films.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
The Rock?
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I know both of those.
Highlander?
I mean, I've not actually... I can't really remember
Highlander.
Highlander.
I mean, look, whatever else.
There can be only one.
It has entered the zeitgeist.
There can be only one. That's
exactly. There can be only one.
Yeah.
What else we got? We've got The Untouchables. Untouchables, a great film.
Yeah. Forgot about that one. That was good.
Indiana Jones. Is he in 2 of those as his dad?
I think just Last Crusade, right? And that's my favourite one.
Yes, the best. Only the best Indiana Jones that he's in.
Yeah.
But
my point being, Carl, that he was in 2 bad films.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's...
or something.
I'm sure that's... And I'll tell you something about The Rock as well. In a movie where Ed Harris is absolutely on it, Sean Connery is the best thing about that film still.
It's on my list to rewatch as well. I do want to rewatch it. But yeah, fair enough. Yep, you called me on that one. I threw that out there.
Think on.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we don't have to wait till the corrections to do that in the next episode. That's good.
Yeah.
Cleared that. Make the next one nice and short. Anyway, should we get back to production or anything else that I've just said in the last 10 minutes you need to correct?
No, crack on.
Okay, cool. I've just absolutely spanked the microphone. Oh, that could be another thing. Anyway.
ASMR again. Is it the longest day?
What is the longest day?
It's the D-Day of the 1962 epic about the D-Day landings. Nah.
Not familiar.
Jesus Christ.
Not familiar. Anyway.
Murder on the Orient Express.
The new one?
No.
I was going to say.
Colonel Bucknell in the 1972 one.
Pretty dead by the time old Big Tash came around.
Yeah, no.
We've completely forgotten his name.
Bridge Too Far. A Bridge Too Far. No, you haven't seen it.
No, it sounds like another war film.
It is another war film, yeah. Crying out loud.
Well, there you go. I was
Right, sorry, carry on.
partially wrong, I guess we could say. Right, so I'm going to reiterate/repeat something now. So apologies. So other National Lampoon's movies, and I guess 80s comedies in general, right? I always feel a little bit left out when people talk, and when I say people, I mean Twitter, talk about these with such fondness, right? Now, I was born in the mid-80s, as were you, but I didn't watch many of these in, say, like the 90s growing up. And by that, I mean like Caddyshack and these vacation films and Three Amigos and things like that. Like, there's people that absolutely love those films and have that association. I do not.
No,
However,
I'm similar.
what I have found is that watching 80s films for the first time as an adult in the 21st century, they largely fall into two buckets. One, genuinely awesome that transcend the time that they were made. So I'm talking, this is Spinal Tap, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Breakfast Club, Airplane, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Ghostbusters, those sort of things. And there's only a couple that fall into the just kind of decent. And some of these people absolutely love, but I was just like, meh. Trading Places, Coming to America, both fine. Good parts, not outstanding.
Yeah.
And then this, the one that we've just watched, probably falls into like probably the one that I've liked the least out of all of those that I've just listed there. But it's not bad. It's not a bad film. It's not a bad film. And then there's just the ones I haven't seen still, and I don't know why I've not seen them, because I've just basically reeled off a load of 80s movies that I've watched for the first time and that stand up and are great. And I still go like, oh, I can't bother to watch that. It's the 80s, isn't it?
I only watched, I'm very similar experience. I only watched...
Uncle Buck. Sorry, carry on.
Planes. Oh, no, yeah, so I don't know that I ever did watch that as a kid either. I can't remember too much about it. It's probably fine because, quite like John Candy. See how it holds up on a rewatch, really. But I'm similar, and I only watched Planes, Trains and Automobiles for the first time maybe last year.
Same, yeah.
I didn't love it, but it did have that... I don't quite know how to describe it. I didn't quite know how to describe it in my review either. It just has a classic 80s American feel. I don't know what it is, but you put it on and it's like, oh, it'll be all right.
Yeah, I do know what you...
Something just feels right about the way these
It's like they just knew how to make movies back then as well. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the 90s action movie.
Yes.
You put a 90s action movie on, you go, yeah, this is a 90s action and it's going to be all right.
I struggle with that with a lot of 90s films where I go, oh, it's very 90s. You can just tell it's very 90s. What about... It's just... There's something about it. I couldn't even describe it particularly, but it's just... You look at it and you go, oh, very 90s.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have that feeling about 2000s films.
No, what are they? Yeah.
2000 to 2010, I don't really think like... Oh, yeah, that...
Some of them we've commented, haven't we? They've sort of got that hangover from the 90s.
From the 90s, yeah, you kind of think it's a bit nice.
Then
but
what
yeah,
does it become after that? I feel like everything gets grittier because I feel like I think everything has to be more realistic.
Yeah.
And of course,
and then CGI.
That. CGI takes over and just ruins everything.
Yeah. So I think that's maybe why, potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought... It's as I was preparing for this, I thought, actually, I should need to go and just fill the gaps that I still have with some of these as well. So there we go. Right, other stuff actually to do with the film, because I've been clever here. I've basically spent a lot of time not talking about the film.
Because you haven't done a game?
The game is coming.
Oh, you've done a game?
Yeah. I mean, I can do the game now. Do you want to do the game now?
No, do the game plot. Do the game plot.
Okay. So, other stuff relating to the film. Opening credits. The cartoon and the song. Thoughts?
Don't remember them at all.
No, me neither. And I only watched it last year.
Yeah, so don't remember this. I mean, I've probably watched it for the last 5 years. Don't remember the credits. I think it helped the children because they were like, there is something here for me.
Theo thought it was a cartoon, so when the real humans appeared, he was like, "Oh, oh, okay."
But no, it did its job on my eldest. She was then in. We did need to give my youngest a bit of cajoling. Like, don't worry, some funny stuff will start happening.
It's a little bit like a slapstick intro, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
just like you like it animated. Well, you're about to see it real.
Yeah.
You talked about in your intro about some of the effects. And
Yes.
I'm going to bring into this as well stunts. So stunt driving that opens the film,
Yeah.
genuinely pretty good.
Yeah.
Like getting it underneath the big lumber
Very dangerous.
lorry thing. I mean, a ridiculous concept that you would never be able to that he wouldn't have seen that. Ridiculous. But just the fact that he managed to do that at whatever speed they were going at, actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Other stunts, dog stunts. We've talked about dog acting before.
Yes.
When he's chasing the squirrel and stuff.
Yes.
That's all good stuff as well.
Good stuff.
All good stuff. Surprisingly good. And actually, the effects I want to call out are the dry ass turkey.
Yes.
Cut in tap.
It's a bit of the thing there, right there.
It was. But I thought actually that in itself, it's very clever.
It's a very iconic scene.
Very clever. Well. You got the taste of dryness just looking at it.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Yeah. You really did.
One thing I didn't like. Sound effects for joke punchlines when things happen. Like, dong, dong.
Oh, when was that?
Happened a few times. It's only like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, okay,
that happened.
That passed me by.
I think it's just an 80s thing. I think it was just like and it was only a couple of times towards the start, I think, where it happened. I was just like, oh.
No, I'd agree with that because
it's just like that whistle that they did in the Roger Moore stunt.
Man with the golden gun, the car flip.
Most amazing car roll stunt is a slide whistle noises of what you do.
Yeah, no, that passed me by a little bit, but I'd agree with that. No, I like one of the things that stood out to me production wise. Because obviously a lot of the comedy in this, there is some physical comedy, but a lot of the laughs, or a lot of the sort of the premise of this is his Christmas is going wrong, and it's going wrong in an absurd and farcical way, right? But the thing I liked about this is that's not necessarily the joke. So something will go terribly wrong and it'll be overblown. They're all pretty much playing it straight. Right, there is some some screaming like oh my god or whatever, but they're all pretty much playing it straight, and then the punchline will come afterwards, and it'll be pretty straight. So you mentioned the stunt driving at the start in the trees. He crashes through the trees sign, which by the way my eldest absolutely erupted with laughter when he did that. And that's absurd and that's kind of fun, but really the joke is when he just goes deadpans afterwards. Oh, we made good time. Right. So they're not just going, we're just going to be silly here. It's how can we milk this for laughs? There's some callbacks. I think they're in bed.
The sap.
Callback to the tree sap. Right?
It's literally like it's a whole separate scene later.
Yeah.
So they mention it. Oh, sappy in here, and then it's like it's a little bit of a lull, and then it's a break, and then you have it. And it was funny because I was reading a Letterboxd review, and that was one point that someone called out. I was like, I don't get the reference here. They're saying that like the magazines used to be sticky back in the thing. I was just, and then they'd written like in parentheses afterwards, like people have said in the comments it was a callback to the sap. So yeah, I obviously completely missed that. I was like, oh, I did get that.
Whether it lands or not, it's like, and I liked it. Like I said, there is just something more than. We'll just be silly and lean into that. We'll be overblown with the act and lead into that. Actually, no. Yes, some of it is physical. Some of it is silly in the stunts and whatnot. But we will try to do something with that. I liked out of the front when his arsehole neighbours.
Yep.
Something about his tree, like where do you think you're going to put that or whatever?
Bend over and
I'll show you, right? And that's enough. But you've got a nerve talking to me like that. I wasn't talking to you. There's like another little follow up to go like, no, we can do something else with that joke. We can take it somewhere else. I thought that I wish I'd written more of these down, but I only thought of the sort of structure point as I was typing these notes up. But I enjoyed throughout the sort of earnest setup and then the punchline and the way they kept working jokes from different angles and not just it ever being about one thing.
We talked about the classification on this.
Yes.
So it's weird. So the Blu-ray I've got is definitely a PG, right? I look on IMDb, it's a PG-13, 12A in the UK.
Yeah.
Then it has like, there's a PG cut. If that's the PG cut that I've got, what's in the 12A?
Yeah.
Because there was at least one fuck. Plenty
What was
of
the fuck?
plenty. There was definitely one. Definitely some shits.
Yeah, there was some shits. Yeah.
And usually it's like for a PG, it's like you get one shit,
Yeah.
one or two
they
throwaway
trade
shits
off,
in
don't
it.
they?
Yeah, you get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and I'm no prude when it comes to swearing, Carl. But you may have noticed in the in the podcast. But continue. You say you've never sworn in front of your children.
Yeah.
Showing them this, so you're fine with that.
Yeah, no, so not really, because I'd forgotten a lot about it, and I was like wincing as everyone was coming out.
Yeah.
The other day, my eldest again asked me to listen to the podcast, so you can't listen to the podcast because there's swearing in it.
Especially not Christmas specials.
And we've discovered that the music she listens to, a lot of that is not blanked, and a lot of the sort of stuff she likes has got some swear words in it. And she was going, "Well, what? Why? It's in the music I listen to, and I don't repeat it. Why can't I listen to the podcast?" I'm like, well, I mean, you sort of get into that age where it's unavoidable and all the kids do it, but I'm just like, I'm still fighting that fight. I'm just like, no.
I just want to point out that is another listener, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah,
as long as she's still got her own account.
And I've got 2 daughters, so
yeah, if they've got their individual accounts, go nuts.
Yeah, I don't know how it works with the.
And
with the
what does she really do?
thing.
Actually, they should listen to it on every single platform on YouTube and subscribe and give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, you're only hurting yourself, Carl.
Yeah. She's told me off for a couple of my decisions. My sort of. Not
How can you not like this?
Yeah, that's it. She's been like, please say it's not you that doesn't like this one. I was like, oh, it is.
Yeah. Theo said the first one the other day was like, oh, Carl's right. with the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Which one was Nightmare
Before Christmas? Yeah.
Yes, they are.
That's one. I mean, currently it's not seeing a lot of the others that we've done, to be fair. But there we go. You also mentioned in your intro the length.
Yes, nice.
Duration.
Good length.
I mean, it is a perfect length for a comedy. I will say, and I'll come back to this a little bit in plot, I did feel it got a little bit saggy in the middle. There's a little bit of a loss of energy, a bit of a loss of momentum. And I couldn't put my finger on exactly what it was, but it was like a really strong start, bit of a saggy middle, decent ending, which I think made it feel a little bit longer than the 1 hour, I think 37 that it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, length, good, can't complain, not too long. If it was made nowadays, it'd be 2 hours 10, wouldn't it?
God, there's a joke in there somewhere. Yes, no, it's all good stuff. What do you think about the set design? You think about his house and things like that.
I mean, it's a fucking mansion, as are all these houses in these American Christmas films. Like, oh, you're just going to get the 20-odd people, and you can still everyone can sleep in a bed. Awesome.
This is it. Yeah, this is one of the things I really enjoy about this film. Because obviously he's striving for this idea of this perfect family Christmas. That wouldn't work in my house.
One guest.
Exactly, this is it. But like, I just love these things. Everybody comes to stay, and then there's a big table for them all, and there's this big room where you can put a massive tree in. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely stuff. You mentioned the turkey scene. What's on your Christmas dinner then?
Right. Well, not done a Christmas dinner in our own house yet.
Oh, really?
Not on Christmas Day. Like, we've done a post-Christmas one where people have come to us after we've been elsewhere.
We do a rerun on Boxing Day.
Yeah. So we're usually away, either family, well, only at family, but we're either in Emma's parents or my parents, and then recently for the last year and this year we're going to be down to my brother's. But it's fairly traditional. My speciality, my must-haves. There's 2 of them. One, bread sauce.
Oh yes,
it's a must.
No, I haven't done bread sauce in a few years because
that's my thing. I make the bread sauce.
Yeah, I always burn it.
Make the bread sauce.
But bread sauce on roast potatoes.
On anything, mate. I'll just
you're not wrong.
I'll have it in a sandwich. Bread sauce in bread with some meat,
double breaded
gravy on it. Oof, it's good stuff. And the other thing that I insist on, and this comes back to a time when I was younger, when I didn't like any of the traditional Christmas desserts. So I didn't like mince pies. I didn't like Christmas pudding. I didn't like Christmas cake.
There's no mince in them.
Yeah, so I didn't like any of that.
Mince lies, mate.
So I always had a Yule log, like a chocolate log, And it used to be that my grandma always used to make them, like handmade the Swiss roll bit and then buttercream inside, buttercream on the outside and stuff. Oh, thing of beauty. Not had a proper one like that for many years because no one can fucking make a Swiss roll without it going to shit. But always get that. So there's two things, as long as you got those. And then obviously, just pretty standard turkey, sprouts,
Yorkshire puddings? You put Yorkshire puddings on there?
So if we go to Emma's family, they have Yorkshire puddings as a starter before the thing.
Deviant, but I'm not entirely against it.
Yeah. Apparently it's a very Yorkshire thing to do. But
Never heard of it.
Yeah, don't know. I was very shocked by it when I first did it, the Yorkshire puddings thing. But you have it with like pickled veg and gravy and stuff and you pile them all in. Yeah. I'm on board with it now.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think there's some deviance going on there. I'm not against it.
But I think traditionally, for my side of the family, I don't think we did have Yorkshire puddings for Christmas dinner. That's what separates from a Sunday lunch, you see.
No, I'm a big advocate.
I mean, I love it. I love a Yorkshire pudding. I would just eat a meal of Yorkshires. But I don't
mashed
think
potato. Some people get funny about mashed potato being on there as well.
We have like 3 types of potatoes. So you've got the roasts, you've got some boils for those that don't like the roast, and you've got a bit of mash.
Do the boils. No, we do the...
My brother was always fussy with things, so we always have the boiled potatoes.
The mash, which has got an unreasonable quantity of butter.
Butter. We've got to, butter, milk.
Yeah.
Whiskey with a bit of milk at the end. So last year was the first time really that I've been fairly heavily involved in the cooking. I went to Brothers and I didn't want to be just that arsehole that just got pissed and didn't do anything. So tried to get fairly involved, which was great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was great. Go back again. So you can't be that bad.
Yeah, there you go. See, the worst thing about Christmas dinner is trying to get everything to finish at the same time.
Yes.
Especially if you're cooking for a lot of people.
Veg is the thing that can get a bit overdone.
A lot of people will go for the approach of they'll bring stuff cold. I can't be doing with that.
So Emma's side of the family, they have like a whole heating station.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
Need that. I think my parents started to do that as well because it's just keep it warm and you're fine. You don't have to worry. But tradition in our family was my dad all sitting down, pulling crackers, stuff like that, he'd do it, and then Dad picks up his plate, moves to the microwaves it for a minute, and then comes back.
No, I can't get on board with it. Oh well, I'll do I'll do the roast potatoes. Well, how's that going to work? You're gonna do? Well, I'll cook some last night. No, God no, can't be doing that.
Where are you with the chestnut stuffing and stuff like that?
I just go sage and onion, but honestly, your stuffings, I'll try anything.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the chestnut stuffing. Never made it myself, but my mum makes it. It's great.
Yeah, fine.
Peeling the chestnuts, I think I've still lost all feeling in my fingers from trying to do that.
Sausage meat stuffing's come quite in vogue as well, which I'm not against. I will say that my Christmas dinners end up being fairly meat heavy with the copious amounts of pigs in blankets, turkey, and
there's never enough pigs in blankets, right? Never. Mate, you can't have enough pigs in blankets. Come around here. But it still wouldn't be enough. Even if there was too many, it wouldn't be enough.
Right.
That and parsnips. Never enough parsnips.
Right, there isn't enough, but we don't say that till the 27th. That's how that works.
What, we've run out already? It's not even January.
That's exactly how that works, right? So we'll do a Christmas dinner on Boxing Day, on Christmas Day. We'll do another Christmas dinner on...
I almost prefer the Boxing Day
one.
I prefer the Boxing Day one where it's all a little bit cold and the sun...
No, this is all fresh, mate.
Oh, really?
It's a complete rerun.
It's not leftovers.
Leftovers don't start till the 27th. Right. You might have had...
You redo a whole new fresh dinner.
Yeah. You might have had... a sandwich on Christmas Day evening. Depends what time we eat, right? You might have done that. But the leftovers don't start until 27th. And that's when you're getting in there, and the best bit of that is still the pigs in blankets in there, in your sandwich. And that's when we go, one of us goes to the fridge, I don't know, pigs in blankets. All right. No.
You've still got a cocktail stick stuck in you.
Yeah.
All right, well, there we go. That's production, and we've talked about all the production of Christmas dinners as well. So we'll end it there, unless you've got anything else on the film?
No.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the plot. But first, we are yet to do our game, and of course I have to do a game, otherwise Carl gets upset. It's a return of Tag Lies.
This is how we know you've been shot.
I was going to say...
Who's gone to the well.
Yeah, I was generally going to say, you can tell when I've not had that much time to prepare when I go back to Tag Lies.
Yeah.
It's one of the easier ones to prepare for. This one's quite a good one, though. I think you'll like this one. So I have 6 taglines, potentially. Those new to the game, all Carl needs to do is tell me which one is real and which one is a lie. Okay? I'm going to read them all, and then you can tell me your thoughts and feelings. Okay, first one.
What, out loud?
Largely about this.
Oh.
Okay. Deck the halls with howls of folly. Yeah, you like that one?
It's quite good. Yeah.
Now that you survived the holidays, you deserve a vacation.
Yeah, that's...
Have a...
Not as good, but then you think, are they going, shit, he doesn't actually go on vacation. This was never supposed to be a National Lampoons, by the way. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they wrote it for just a standalone thing, and then they were like, oh, well, maybe Chevy Chase could do it, and we could shoehorn it into this format sort of thing.
Well, there you go. Have a perfect new year.
Oh, that's a bit on the nose, isn't it? I don't mind it.
You'll crack up.
Yeah, that's shit enough to be real.
There glows the neighbourhood.
Really?
And there's no place like home for a holiday.
Again, we're tapping into that. We better... Right, so this is 3 and 3, is it?
Do you want me to tell you how many?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 of them are real.
4 of them are real. Okay.
So do you want to pick your lies, maybe?
I think I can... I think ChatGPT is stupid enough to go, oh, it's got vacation in the title, so therefore I better work that in. So it'll be the last one and whatever the other one about vacation was.
So there's no place like home for a holiday?
Yeah, that's the last one, isn't it?
And now that you've survived the holidays, you deserve a vacation.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay, both of those are real.
Fair enough.
So
my second choice would have been those 2 that were also very similar. The cat one.
The cat one is real?
All right, yeah, I'm going to pick all the... Let's see if this one's real as well. Because the other one would have been... What was the one that was similar to the cat thing? The snappy one, the 5th one? Was
You'll crack up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, so, right, okay. Yeah.
So the lies
I'm very
were...
much not in the mind of ChatGPT. Right, okay.
So I've been a bit cheeky. So Deck the Halls with Howls of Folly is actually off the back of the Blu-ray case in the description, but not a tagline.
That is...
Pretty good line, I thought, though.
Yeah.
Thought it should have been the tagline. And then the other one was There Glows the Neighbourhood, which is actually from... Which movie do you think that might have been from?
Oh, it'd be Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls, exactly, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. You got none out of 4. Well done.
So no
or none out of 2.
GPT this week. Ooh.
No. Well, to be fair, the AI did come up with Deck the Halls with Folly.
Yeah, like a shit version of all of them.
Yeah. I was like...
Both of those films, yeah.
So, yeah, I adapted it after I'd looked at the back of the Blu-ray case.
Fair enough.
So, there you go. Right. Plot. On to the plot.
Plot.
So, I've split this, similar to what you do for your reviews on the old Letterboxd.
Ooh.
CarlMTN. You can follow him. He actually does stuff. For money. Not for money. If you pay him, he might do more stuff. That's how I got
Not
into
for
it.
money, and in fact, it'll be the opposite. I was thinking about paying Letterboxd.
Oh, really? Why, though? What?
You get so little.
Yeah.
Right? But what it is...
To change the posters.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. I just want people who read my reviews
To think,
oh, he takes this seriously.
yeah.
That's the only thing.
And then they'll read it and go, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's no authority for taste.
Doesn't even know
is there?
John Hughes is.
Oh, look, I don't know anything. Right, let's get that clear. All I can do on this is I can tell you how I feel. Right, that's all I can do. I don't know anything.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Okay. So, what's good? We've already listed quite a few
so
good
hang
things.
on a minute. Fucking hell. Right. So you've split it up, but you want me to fill in the fucking gaps?
No. I was going to go.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a question.
No. What's good?
Right.
That's a statement. That's not a question. No, what's good is definitely a question. but importantly, I've not put a question mark on it.
Oh, so it's grammatically incorrect as well as stupid.
Yeah. This is what is good. So, I will say for the plot, right, the general premise of one man's quest for the perfect family Christmas is a solid one.
Yes.
Right. Lends itself very well to comedy and things not going to plan.
Yeah, you
and
can't
obviously
argue with it, yeah.
you put Lots of families together, it all goes to shit. Living for the bonus that never comes as well. Terrible behaviour, should never do that, kids.
Yeah.
It's called a bonus for a reason. Treat it like a bonus.
Yeah.
Never rely on it. So the car driving, opening, and then getting to the tree, having the sappy fingers, really good opening.
Mm-hmm.
Entertaining set pieces. You kind of get, because I've not seen these films, you get a sense for that character kind of straight away. Like he's optimistic and, but he's got an edge, right? He's not going to take any shit. So, I like this. He doesn't really take, in the car, he gives the finger, he fights back a little bit.
He does, yeah.
But he's
What's
all
the
doing
line
it.
he uses to distract someone and it's like, look over there. You best leave him alone. It's like, oh, look, a deer, that's right, a deer. And then just the fucking flipping the bird at him. Yeah, it's good.
The slapstick, right, it's not really my thing, the whole slapstick thing. But watch this next to the boy. He enjoyed it a lot, particularly the stuff in the attic, getting hit by the boards, and then the board, and then the board. It's very Sideshow Bob, with the rakes. Yeah. I'm definitely a fan of that. And then the squirrel portion, as well. Fine, it's all right.
Time and place to slapstick.
Exactly, and if you don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be interspersed and on kind of the theme that you're going for.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything that I've missed there that you want to call out in the...
As good.
Particularly positives. Yeah.
In this structure that you've just
the
sprung
structure
on me.
I just sprung on you. But, you can build on anything that I've got there or just anything you liked. That's fine. Or I can just go for the what's not that good and then you go. It's fine too.
Well, my plot notes are... I completely agree. You've already touched on the outline of the plot and the wanting the perfect Christmas. I agree. It does. They make a good job of introducing his character, but also as the plot moves through, you see that other side of him as well. That it's not just for him. This Christmas, he's having to suffer through a lot of the family exchanges as well. He knows it's not perfect and that family are difficult still, but he's keeping on ploughing it through because this is what he thinks will, be the thing that sort of everybody will remember. He's trying to create those memories for everybody. And we see that as well when he is in the attic and he's watching the old home movies and, he sheds a tear at that and everything. So he's very sincere. And I think he does a good job of rounding him out.
Little Easter egg on the attic scene there. It's labelled like Christmas 59. Mm-hmm. I think that was the name of the story that John Hughes had written that inspired this. Yeah. Actually, when in the movie, it's from 1955, so it doesn't correlate. But
fair enough. And I've already said before, I love the depiction of that big family Christmas and everyone coming to stay and all that sort of stuff. The rest of my plot notes are pretty much just running through bits that I found quite funny.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so let me do the bits that I didn't think were quite so good. So the whole scene with the sledging thing where he's spraying the
oh no,
the bit. But this is where, right? I just thought it just goes too far. It's just for all of it, right? It's silly, but it's within the structure of reality. To a point. To a point, it is.
I mean, the film opens up by him fucking totaling his car through a
sign.
But
it's like, it's stretching reality, but it's there. Yeah. Like, that is just ridiculous. It's like and it goes on for too long, and I don't think it's that funny, and there is one callback to it, which is good, where he picks up like the pan from outside the rubbish and it's just completely
from the
scorched.
ever-increasing pile of rubbish in his front lawn as just things go wrong time after time.
But I don't know, it didn't seem to link to anything. It seemed like a one-off thing. It wasn't like nothing led up to it. Nothing really followed it.
I'll give you that it goes on too long, but the joke is it's like a rug pull, right? Because everybody's expecting him to go fast, or it's going to go wrong, right? One of those two things. What's not going to happen is he's going to go a bit faster than anybody else would, and everything will be all right. That's absolutely fine, right? So how do you subvert that? Well, they've subverted it by going, yeah, you thought he was going to go fast, but fucking, boom, watch that. And it's in that instant, I think that's very funny. I'll give you that then when he's zooming through the forest, it maybe goes on a bit too long, but I like you weren't expecting that, and certainly wasn't sat around going, oh, that would never happen. They've taken this one too far. This was a serious examination up to this point.
But it's like, do you not see my point though? It's like everything that they've done is like, it's ridiculous, but it's very ridiculously, but it's kind of framed within reality to a degree.
Have they fried the cat by this point?
No, they had not. They dug up a whole tree.
Yeah, that's right. They dug up a whole tree.
Stupid, but you could do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do what what they.
I mean, look, fine. I don't. It's not a big issue.
I've got to find something not good with it.
It's not a big issue.
I'm meant to not like this. Come on. I've already said about it losing energy a little in the middle section. It does come back in the end, but I feel like it does kind of lose its way where it's just like, okay, well, we've got the family all arriving, and we've got the setup, we've got the lights, we've got the building up to that. We've got the ending bit sorted with the climax with the boss being kidnapped and stuff and everything kind of working out okay. And then it's just a little bit in the middle where it's just like, oh, how do we link these two things? And I feel like it doesn't quite nail that, and it kind of then reverts to just, oh, we've got a few skits that we'll put in the middle there just to kind of link them. Now, what I want to, this is linking to that Letterboxd post.
Oh yeah,
which I thought actually was a really good point. So I'm going to steal it, but this might be a movie which works incredibly well in the old-fashioned on TV with adverts, right? Because it's a little bit like a lot of independent scenes and stuff and skits that go through that don't necessarily always flow into one thing.
Yeah.
So actually, if you had your adverts, at regular intervals that sort of broke it up and then broke it up and then broke it up, it would actually be good to separate the action and maybe make it more of that series of funny clips where it might work together. Because I guess what I'm saying is you've got a little bit of a saggy middle, but it's got set piece after set piece and scene after scene, which in isolation, if you're watching a clip online or whatever, like funny and good,
Yeah.
but don't necessarily all flow together. So if you had those adverts, you probably wouldn't notice that as much, and it probably actually might work a lot better as a complete piece for me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I agree with that as an observation. The concept of breaking things up into bite-sized chunks, I associate more with working better to digest the slower bits. Right.
Okay.
So if you've got, I mean, it's hard to come up with a good. I'm trying to think of a real example. I mean, we talked a little bit about The Irishman. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. But The Irishman's a really slow-moving film, and to watch all of that in one
takes fucking days to watch, mate.
To me, feels very, very long, right? And you start to sort of wear out, and you start to sort of go, things need to happen, and then something will happen, and then the pace doesn't pick up any. We've then got another load of contemplation. Contemplation is the wrong word, but another load of slow-moving stuff, and then something happens. And to me, breaking up in those scenarios makes sense, because you go, well, that's fine, because I'm not having to watch something slow for 3 hours whilst occasionally something happens. I'm just going to watch it for half an hour, and then something will happen maybe in the middle or maybe at the end, and that's absolutely fine. When like something is fairly, like you said, set piece centric on this, we move from sort of scene to scene. To me, you don't need to break it up. I think of like Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is very much set piece to set piece. We said this on the Oscars episode. It's intensely rewatchable because you can come in at any point and it doesn't matter what's going on. There is something of an overarching story. It's really not important. You just digesting each little thing as it comes. And in that case, you're going, yes, that's cool, rather than, that's really funny. And I don't look at that and go, oh, do you know how Pulp Fiction would have worked better if they ran it as a serial? If they have some adverts in it, they break it away. I just go, no, it's punchy enough to keep moving through. And this isn't long enough, I don't think, to have sort of got bored of the tone of it either. To go, well, okay, there are a lot of things happening, and there's no real downtime, but I'm kind of just bored of seeing different versions of the same thing over and over. Like, I could see that, but I don't think this is long enough for that to happen. I know you're saying it sagged a little bit, but surely to God, you're talking like a little bit.
Oh,
it's not like you're getting bored in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more like this. It's almost like the energy of it.
It's an interesting observation. To me, this is the sort of structure that doesn't need that. It's the opposite. But I don't have a really good example to support that either.
Not yet. Sleep on it.
So, who knows? When we come and talk about what's the Nightmare Alley in the future episode on the pod, I don't know, this would have really benefited from that. Who knows? I'll contradict myself, I'm sure. But, yeah. That was one of two, wasn't it? You said you had a couple of observations.
Yeah, I might have said that, but I've not fucking written it down if I did, so who knows?
Good.
Yeah. Sidebar, though. In the end, when he doesn't get his bonus, he gets like a year's Jello membership. Right? Yeah. Pretty terrible.
It keeps on giving.
Pretty terrible. Yeah. Pretty terrible gift, though. Got me thinking. Ever received a gift for Christmas that was just mind-blowingly shit?
One that I'm willing to say publicly?
Yeah. Anyone who doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, I don't think I will be doing that.
Okay, cool, fine. So I want to call out, and this was obviously a very sweet, lovely gift from Emma's grandma. Where we got matching knitted white/beige jumpers, with matching hats and matching scarves.
Yeah,
that obviously we had to put on and wear. We may have looked like two sperm.
Very good. I can tell you about a present. It wasn't a Christmas present. I think it was a birthday present I got from Vicky's grandma once. And this was, we'd not long been together. So I'll have been sort of in my mid-20s. And she got me a pair of gloves.
Yeah.
And they were like half leather, half fabric.
Kinky.
They looked a bit like sort of driving / and/or serial killer gloves.
Oh yeah, nailed you.
She'd left the price on M&S £25, which is about 5 times more than I'll ever spend on a pair of gloves. Let me tell you, right? And we said, "Oh, thanks," and sort of put them aside. Let me tell you, 5-6 years later,
best pair of gloves you've ever had.
I thought, do you know what? I'm going to wear those gloves because how sensible to have leather on that side and fabric on that side, right?
You can really grip the throat.
Yeah.
But it keeps you warm.
Really good pair of gloves. And do you know what? They don't look half bad either. I've lost them now. Gutted. There you go.
Well, there you go. You didn't answer my fucking question, but that's fine. There we go.
Close enough.
I've got another one. These people also didn't listen to the podcast, so fuck them. So we've got a group of friends. We do like a dinner party every Christmas and stuff, and we each do sort of gifts for each other. You've got like maximum like £5 to £10 or something you can spend. I went on a good 8-year run where I just received meerkat-related gifts.
Oh, you've accidentally said you like the...
One time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it just kept on going on and on.
He likes meerkats. He kind of looks like one. Yeah, let's give him... Yeah.
Did you look like a meerkat? I mean, the Russian kind of... No. Yeah. No, I can't. But yeah, so had that run which was like, just buy me fucking chocolate and beer. Jesus Christ, I'm not very difficult.
Yeah, I'm not complicated.
But anyway, there we go. You got any more on the old plot? You want to start listing your bits you like?
Yes. So my eldest pissed herself at the ladder scene.
With the lights.
He's trying to put the lights up and he's stapling it. And she's going as well. She's doing a thing where she's starting to go, oh, he better
I know, this is
staple himself to the thing. And it's like, and I'm just like looking at her when he does. what
my boy did the same thing, right? The ladder fell against the tree. Oh, he was lucky there, isn't he? Oh, he's lucky the tree was there. He would have fallen. Oh, it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So very, very cute. But she absolutely pissed herself at that. That's all good fun. I like the joke about when the lights do go on.
Yeah.
and we cut to the electricity meter.
And it merges in nuclear.
Yeah, that's right. The nuclear auxiliary power just go, which is a complete out of context, like whatever. But I like that.
It would never really happen like that, Carl. You
Yeah,
know.
exactly. This is it. You would have been going, oh, for God's sake. They've taken this
Technically
too far.
inaccurate.
Yeah. What did you think to him very deliberately caving Santa's face in?
Broke his thumb doing that. Oh, no, broke his little finger doing that.
Right.
Hence why he started kicking it afterwards after he punched it once because he broke his hand.
I love the idea. He's going to kick or punch or whatever this Santa decoration, and it's this little like 3-foot thing,
Yeah.
and he very deliberately, you can see him line the punch up. He very deliberately goes for the face, like it's an animate object, instead of just fucking twatting it. And then of course we cut to it with its face all caved in. I thought it was very fun. The Eddie with the dog.
Yeah.
Dog owners, right? Let's talk about dog owners.
Cunts, aren't they?
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, they are. And do you know what? Even the one that think they're not cunts.
Oh, yeah. Even
They're
then.
all the same.
Yep.
They're all the same. Dog owners seem to be under the illusion that there are like two groups of dog owners. They are like responsible dog owners.
Yeah.
And then there's that minority that ruin it for everyone else.
Yeah.
And whilst I'm sure that's true to a degree, every single dog owner I've ever encountered will trot out the line, oh, he's all right. He's all right.
He's all right, as he's doing something
when the dog
horrendous.
comes up and does something that he shouldn't do and has the potential to go wrong for both the person it's doing it to and the dog, right? Oh, he's all right. But Eddie takes that to the extreme. He goes, little tip for you, though. If he does lay into you, best just let him finish.
Had to explain that to Theo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What did you tell him?
So, just like when a dog humps your leg, they do it. Why? They just do it. And that's all I could go into.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not sure he understood what humps meant. Who knows?
Yeah, no, fair enough, yeah. I mean, I'm sure the kids are saying a lot of stuff to each other that they don't fully understand.
Quick callback to your gyat.
Gyat.
Yeah. So
He knows what it means, doesn't he?
yes, yes, he does. But also, like I was listening to some other podcast, and someone said, "Oh, you're looking drippy today."
Yeah.
And I said to Theo, I was like, "You know, drippy." He was like, "Yeah, I know drippy." It's like, "Yeah, Mum looking drippy today." He's just like, "Oh God."
Yeah. I do this to my eldest all the time. I just start trotting him out. She's like, Daddy, please don't talk like that.
And it was the other one he said sus. That was the other one says him sus. And I was like, oh, but we used to say sus when we were kids as well. It meant like, wearing a long trench coat. That's a bit sus.
Yeah.
And there was another one he said, oh, what is it? When you're really good at something. Oh, sweat. He's like sweat at something. Or sweaty, sweat.
I don't know. Yeah.
Something like that. It's like when you're so good at something. Like, he's like sweat.
No, that's not one I'm familiar with, that one.
It's so good that you sweat. I was like, it makes no sense, but fine, go for it.
There's a lot of Riz kicking around.
Riz?
Yeah.
What's that mean then?
If you've got Riz, you've got game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Riz. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, anything else?
Talking about bits, you must have been howling on the floor with laughter at this point when the angry boss was on the phone getting angry. He said, retooling, I'll retool you. And I thought, oh, we love that in Bruges Cole back there. You're an inanimate object. Oh, yeah. You must have been howling on the floor.
Didn't really recollect. Didn't really.
No?
No, it didn't land.
You didn't like it there?
No.
No? The same
Didn't like that one.
right. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. We've mentioned the cat.
It's because he didn't say you're an inanimate fucking object.
Yeah, he didn't do it in his fucking cod cockney accent. We've already mentioned the cat. I really like the subtler points of the cat in the box when he's just holding it down and every now and then. Yeah.
So there's a couple of bits, right, where it's like old-fashioned comedy, right? So with the sappy hands in bed, where he grabs her hair, and he's clearly just grabbing her hair, right? There's no like trick of like it's actually sticky, and he just grabs the lamp, and he's just like, oh yeah, sticky hands. And the same with the cat, like that box is clearly empty, and he's just shaking that box around. But it's just the way he sells it. It does it.
Yeah,
quite well.
yeah, and he does sell it. It's very good.
Yeah.
The
Oh God, he's off.
shitter was full when he's
Yeah.
staring out the window. She goes, yeah, have you checked our shitters, honey? She's like, oh, stop it. But I just love his fucking deadpan. Like, shitters for, oh, yeah, have you checked our shitters, honey? Fantastic. No, it's all very good. It's a pretty simple plot. I think it moves through a decent enough pace, and I think it's segmented enough that it doesn't sag too much. My eldest laughed a lot. My youngest was devastated that the cat got fried. We had to explain to her that there were no cats harmed in the making of this. Probably. But yeah, solid stuff. Well structured. I enjoyed it.
Alrighty. All right, so we move on to any changes. So a section where we each come up with a maximum of 3 changes. Carl, how many changes do you have?
I have 1.
You have 1. I have 2. So my first one is more Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I could do with more of her. I like the little diversion that you have with those two. You can get them involved just a touch, just a smidge more. Give her a bit more to do.
Yes, I'm very intrigued by your observations around that character, and I'll look forward to rewatching it
Next year.
No, probably because it's peek behind the curtain, because it isn't actually December yet, even though at this point everybody will be...
It's always like December the 14th or something.
Is it 14th? No, it's later than that, isn't it? Is it? No, yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, mid. Anyway, we're fully in the throes of we're not quite the vinegar strokes, but we're very, very near in terms of the old Christmas edging.
Snowed last week, Carl. It must be Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so I've probably got time to watch it again, I reckon, before Christmas. So I'll give that a look out for, because there's a...
Why is the carpet wet?
Observation.
I don't know, Margot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so my one change, not much, just the final boss turnaround. It was a little quick.
Was.
Now, it's not important because this is not a serious movie.
Yeah.
But what I would say about it is I think it's fixed with just one line, because he comes in, he's been dragged in, and he says, "What? How'd you get a bonus? I cancelled the Christmas bonuses." And then they give him like a bit of the riot act, and he turns around. And it would have worked a lot better if he came in and was already sheepish, because he knew he'd done the wrong thing already. And he felt bad about it straight away, being called on it. And then when they do the rest of the scene, it just played, so it was a bit of a cunt trick, wasn't it? So we put that in it. Three shits, one fuck.
Just drop a cunt
at the end.
PG.
A cunt in at the end.
PG.
Yeah,
it's fine.
So yeah, not a big deal.
No,
but,
I mean,
but it was an easy thing to fix.
Yeah, I mean, my second one's a little tiny stupid one as well, which is just to remove the sound effects from the punches for a couple of the punchlines, which is just a little thing.
Not something I noticed. Definitely not something that needs to be in there.
No, but there's no massive change as such. I was struggling to actually think of how I would change it, apart from obviously put it on TV with some adverts. Alrighty, let's finish things off with "This is why you're wrong." So this is a closing statement from each of us. So Carl, you have the honour to go first.
Thank you. Right, so you can have a few reasons why I think you can like this film. I think you might have a nostalgic attachment to it. You could get on with the messaging in the film. Or you could just find it really funny. I think I tick 2 out of those 3 boxes. They're not particularly nostalgic, although I'm pretty romanced by the idea of the big old family Christmas. The messaging, I think, is fairly straight down the line, because, what's not to like there? Funny is obviously a very personal thing. But what I would say is I don't think there's anything particularly objectionable about this film. We've had some slight disagreement on the length/pacing of it, but for me it's punchy enough and short enough to not really be a problem there either. So a lot of it, and this goes for a lot of the Christmas films because of what they ask of you as a viewer, I think a lot of it just depends on your mood at the time. And if you come in in a good mood to this film, it strikes me as being pleasant enough to enjoy quite easily.
All right. So, look, the gags are good. There are a lot of good scene set pieces, which in clip form are great. I just think overall, as a movie, it does lack a little bit in the middle, and I don't have the nostalgia factor, as you talked about, one of your 3 things that maybe do it that work in my favour. And it does, very occasionally, fall a little bit flat. However, I think this might be one that improves with increased number of views. Not because it's deep or subtle in any particular way, but I think there's that familiarity that you can build with the characters and with the family and the situation and the gags, and that actually might serve this well. And I certainly enjoyed this more the second time than I did the first time. Watching it with someone else who was enjoying it at the same time, finding it funny, and I struggled a little bit to really connect with why I didn't connect with it the first time round.
Don't need to worry about old you. Old you's a cunt.
Yeah, well, so's future you. Current you's a bit of a dick. So, Carl, has your needle been moved?
No, I like this film.
So, look, 'tis a season for goodwill toward all movies and all that, and this isn't bad. I could be generous here. I mean, I've basically been positive throughout. Fuck it. It's a like.
Hey.
It's moved. Yes. Okay, let's move on to the data section. So we'll start things off with the ratings that we usually do. So IMDb, 7.5. Quite high.
Yeah.
Quite high. Letterboxd, 3.5. So a little bit lower, but same kind of ballpark. Metascore, 49. Miserable bastards, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, really.
Let's say that. Carl, what was your rating?
Last year I rated this 3.5. Now, when I was making my notes for this, I thought, maybe I've got a bit carried away there. Maybe it's more like a 3. But actually, having had this conversation, I'm going to stick at 3.5.
Okay. So I was originally, last year, it was like a 2.5 on mine. It was like, did not love it. Did not.
Was this a U 2.5? The old 0 to 55 out of 100? Or was this you're trying to use the whole scale? It's middle of the road.
It was a 2.5.
yeah. It was a 2.5. Whatever else it was, it was a 2.5.
Anyway, I'm pushing this up to a 3 now.
Yeah.
Next year might go up to 3.5. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. As I say, I think this might get rewarded with more
As you
more
build
watches.
it into your Christmas rotation.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Nominations. Nope. None of them.
Yeah, quick one.
Rewatchability, Carl.
Every year, baby.
So is that a very yes?
I think this one was a very yes, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think this one's a very yes.
So just yes for me. I'm going for yes. Like, it's the right length. It's funny enough. It's Christmas enough. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Best scene. Oh, this must be difficult for you. Have you got some ones you want to mention and leave the...
I mean, I like the whole thing when he stood at his window.
With the fantasizing of the...
No, not the full fantasizing. No. I like the whole thing when he stood at his window. Just what are you looking at? And he's like, the snow falling, the Christmas, this, that, the other. Some asshole in his pants emptying his chemical toilet into a thing. Hey, you check the shitter, honey. I like that. I like the squirrel scene. I think that's silly and funny, but there's a bit of thought gone into that. The way she ends up going across and end up then going back and punching him because he wouldn't go across after she's been had in the face with the squirrel, all that sort of thing. But my favourite scene is just the cat, just that whole sequence when it's in the box and he's throwing it around, like you say, that very sort of callback, sort of throwback sort of comedy.
Yeah.
To then the absurdity of it getting fried. So yeah, it's the cat.
Good stuff. So yeah, the exploding cat was up there for me. But there's two other ones. So the one that just missed out was the one-on-one chat between Clark and Ruby Sue with the potty mouth. With like,
You shouldn't use that
I'm
word.
shitting bricks. Oh, you shouldn't use that word. Shitting rocks. Just all of that was pretty funny.
I just jump in because this is a great illustration of what I was saying earlier. How they just set everything up with that earnestness. He's just sat quietly at the table, and she comes to him like, "Rocky bit my thumb." Him's nervous because Christmas is almost here. Never so excited. Shitting bricks.
I might get to a favourite quote from one of those parts as well.
Yeah, it's very good.
But my favourite scene is in the shop with the attractive shop assistant, where he's just
You can't see the line.
it's just
you can't.
but it's just I just love the where he's falling over words and just saying the inappropriate words as he go, and it's just quite clever little comedy, and actually the way that to perform that, it's quite a smart way to it's quite a smart way to do it. I don't think everyone could do it.
Do you think Love Actually's taken that off and subverting that with the Rowan Atkinson scene?
No, I don't think so. I thought that a little bit as I was watching it, but I don't think so. It's not the same. I guess maybe a little bit, but not.
Well, it definitely would be a subversion.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. But I found that
Good scene.
pretty
Good scene.
pretty funny. I mean, funny.
Look, I know that you've written that down, but
I have honestly
it still works.
check my notes. I did not write that down.
Fair play to you. It still works. It's good material.
Best quote, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Rocky bit my thumb. Him's nervous or excited. Shitting bricks. Oh, you shouldn't use that word. Sorry. Shitting rocks. I like that. I like the one at the start going, that, you can't fit the Christmas tree. Where are you going to put a Christmas tree that size? Well, bend over, I'll show you. Hey, you got some nerve talking to me like that. I wasn't talking to you. I like that too. But it is, and it's so much for Chevy Chase's deadpan delivery. Talking about the chemical toilet into his thing. Shitter's full. Yeah. You checked our shitters, honey? And she just has to talk him down. It's like, look, he doesn't know any better, but it's just his quiet seething. Yeah. You checked our shitters, honey? I love it.
So, with the same with Ruby Sue, talking to her, and I haven't got the exact quote because I couldn't find it again, but it's basically like, well, have you been good all year? Hey, you'll get presents. It's like, hey, we're good. We were good all year last year, and we still got the shaft. It's just throwing in the shaft, which made me laugh. The wife, Ellen, has I don't know what to say except it's Christmas and we're all in misery. I quite like that. And then it's the boss who says, I've realised it's people that make the difference. Little people like you.
Yeah.
I mean, just little. But my favourite one was where they're doing Christmas lights, him and Russ, and he just picks up the Christmas lights. He goes, "Oh, got a little knot here." Just this huge ball of things, and it's only funny because we've all been there with doing the Christmas lights. He's like, "Oh shit, it's all giant knot." So yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was relatable. Favourite character, Carl?
Oh, it's easy. It's Eddie.
You like Eddie?
Yeah.
So I've gone for Ellen, the wife, and I just I just really think she's played such a great foil for it, but not without her own comedy moments. I just think without a wife character doing that, it kind of falls down a bit. And I think a lot of her acting comes down to not even what she's saying, but it's just little reactions and eye rolls or sighs, where she lights a cigarette Are you smoking again?
Yeah.
And she's there with the knife and just battering the lettuce to cut it up. And you can tell that she knows this is a fucking doomed thing from the start, but it's going along with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to go for Ellen.
Fair enough.
Tearjerker, Carl, did you cry?
No, I mean, he is very sincere in that scene in the middle where he's trapped in the attic and he's crying watching the family movies. But no, I'll just say no.
That's a very no for me, yes. Jerker.
How do you like that side boob?
There was some side boob.
What a side boob.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say definitely it's a little bit. Yeah, I mean...
on that PG certificate as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, she naked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll say...
well, I think we'll give it a yes.
Yes.
Isn't it bizarre how the Christmas
2 in a row, the
films
Christmas movies. That is weird.
This one is closer to being not gratuitous than Scrooged was.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not 2 in a row because Nightmare Before Christmas was in the middle.
True, yeah,
so we definitely know there wasn't any in there.
God, was that episode just particularly unmemorable?
Maybe.
Let us know. hello@mtnpod.com. I think it's slightly less gratuitous than Scrooged because he is very clearly off in a fantasy world at this point. And I guess it's leaning into that a little bit. Whereas Scrooge, you could have got across the exact same point and the exact same jokes without actually showing her areolas or having the lady in the bath. But
Indeed.
Yeah, there you go.
Not areolae?
Oh, it's a good question. I mean, it ends in an A and not the sort of US thing, so maybe not.
I mean, I think it should be, regardless if it is.
Yeah, areolae,
you know what I mean?
Why not? Yeah. I mean, alveoli isn't it?
That's an alveolus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the US again, isn't it? Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway, we move on to our top 3, which, as Carl's already said, he didn't fucking do the work.
Of course he did. John Hughes.
Yes, my initial suggestion, which I didn't do. So your suggestion was top 3 movies with the word vacation or synonym / derivative thereof.
Yeah, it was hard, isn't it, though? It's really hard.
It's a little bit, I did it.
Yeah, did you do it, or did you take 2 of my suggestions?
No, I didn't. I don't think I took any of yours. No, because that felt like cheating. And I don't cheat. I do the work, Carl. I do the work.
Yeah, but I thought you really liked The Departed.
I do, but I didn't think, honestly, that depart was a synonym of vacation, really.
No, I didn't say vacation, though, did I? I said vacate.
Well, no, you said vacation. You can't go from vacate. That's crazy.
I did say vacation. You're quite right.
Yeah, I mean,
but I did say,
push this so far.
But I did say vacation brackets to mean leave.
Yeah,
of which depart is very much.
Yeah, but no, I decided to make it even harder.
Fair enough.
Okay,
which will explain why you then quoted that and said, "This is fucking impossible."
Yeah. But yet not. I mean, granted, the third film on this list is not on my top films of all time necessarily, but fuck it. Number 3, Point Break. Go for a break.
Yes.
You go for a vacation.
Okay, this is much more in the spirit of the word vacation as to mean holiday.
Yes.
Rather than brackets to mean leave, which is what I said.
Well, fuck it. You didn't do the thing at all.
No, I didn't know. Yes.
So I'm doing this.
Let's not get bogged down with who didn't do what.
Okay, so now I've got number 2. I'm just doing my 3 because you didn't fucking do any.
Yeah.
Number 2, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, again, you're really going down the word vacation.
Yeah.
Instead of vacate to mean leave.
No, it's still good.
Which was the instruction. No wonder you found it difficult.
Number 1.
You can't read simple fucking instructions.
Number 1. Yeah, simple. Jesus. Number 1.
It says to mean leave. Which bit of that were you struggling with?
Number 1 is The Breakfast Club.
Christ almighty. Right. Okay. Yeah. Which you could have also used for John Hughes, of course.
Of course, 2 of those, in fact, are on the John Hughes list.
Yeah. How smug would you have been if you'd have... You were trying to get a list of
I couldn't quite do it. Yeah. Others that just missed out, Road Trip. I don't love that film, but I did watch it quite a lot as a kid, as a teenager. Okay. And The Breakup, again, do not like this film, but it fit the thing.
I mean, you could have had that one as a sort of extension of leave. You're leaving a relationship, I suppose.
Yeah, but there you go.
Okay, so my top three, the actual top three of John Hughes written movies.
Yep.
Now, I've left out Home Alone 2 because we can't decide how much of it he actually wrote.
Yeah, whether it's just based on characters.
The characters that he wrote for Home Alone 1, so I've left that out. But he did do the screenplay for Miracle on 34th Street, the 1994 version, so that's slotting right in there.
Really?
Which my friend, he knows who he is, suggests is not a Christmas film, but is in fact a courtroom drama.
Santa's in it, right?
Yeah, he's in the dock. He's not just in it, he's in the dock.
It's one of those movies I've never seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Either
Yeah.
version. Or any version. Don't know how many there have been.
Give it a watch. Yeah. Well, you get Richard Attenborough in the remake.
Yeah.
He's superb.
And it was the remake we're talking about, right?
Yeah. It's the remake we're talking about for this list, yeah.
Yeah.
My number 2 is this movie. Very fond of it. Like I said, I've come to it in later life for sure. But I do now watch it every year, and I think I will watch it again before Christmas. And number 1 is, of course, what else could it be? And I'm sure this would have been number 1 on your list had you done the correct top 3.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
So you've gone for the top 3 John Hughes Christmas movies?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's
I'm on brand.
Yeah.
It's not made up. I told you the other week.
Yep.
It's easier than having a personality.
Yep.
There we go.
Carl, you got anything else for us?
Nope.
All right then, people. That is all we've got. So if we did move the needle for you, or even if we didn't, please do rate us, follow, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review wherever you are listening. It really does spruce up the algorithm and get us out there to a larger, furry audience.
Spruce. Nice.
Yeah. And fur.
That's weaker.
Yeah, well. Our Twitter and Instagram is MTN Movie Pod. Our YouTube channel is at Move the Needle, and you can also find our page on Facebook and some occasional TikTok movie.the.needle. And we're also on Bluesky at MTN Movie Pod as well. All details are in the show description, so please do follow, comment wherever you are. So for me and Carl, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, I've got an individual message for every single one of our listeners, Carl. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.